Now, I discovered a ridiculous bargain today. This set of Everway was £2.99 in a local charity shop. Now, I have no idea how this game works, but I do know that the artwork on the cards is amazing. There's all these strange character sheets and playing guide, games mastering guide, and a guide to the fortune deck, which is that thing there. Now, what I want to use is these vision cards, because they all have questions on the back. They're a bit like those story world cards I've used before, in that there's an image and then some prompting questions. So we could get a bit high fantasy with this, maybe. I will use one of our usual suspects OSR rule sets to try and run whatever it is we come up with, but I'm going to try to create an adventure with these cards. So let's grab one off the top. Some people playing cards. What sort of game are these people playing? How well do the players know each other? Who is the person standing up? And how is that person connected to the game? Where is this place? Person standing up. That person there, perhaps with a sword, possibly. Intriguing. Let's grab another one. Wow. What does this baby mean to the family or community? Who is the man, and what is his connection to the baby? What does the symbol on the man's forehead mean? What is the biggest challenge that this baby is likely to face? Okay, let's pick another one. A phoenix. This is a phoenix, a creature that is reborn from its own funeral pyre. What ancient secrets of wisdom does the phoenix possess? People hunt the phoenix to capture its breast feather, which grants a wish. Who might be hunting this phoenix? I'm going to pick another one. It's all kind of weird and intriguing. Oh my goodness. Pan. This is a satyr, if you pronounce it like that, I don't know. A wild creature of the woods. What sort of song is the satyr playing? Where did the satyr get his shirt? Moss Bros, maybe. What else lives in the woods? How much contact does the satyr have with humans? Thinking babies sometimes kidnapped by fae. This guy could have been the satyr in disguise. How is the phoenix related, and how is this card game related? So if I pick a few cards to try and give us a character to deal with this situation. So this first card may or may not work. Could be, it's just one, isn't it? Okay. Has she got wings? Yeah, no, feathers, but okay, she looks like an adventurer. What is this woman's community like? What are the feathers near the end of the staff for? What talents or skills does she have? If she could change one thing in her past, what would she change? That is a very interesting idea for a character. She'll be one of our heroes, I think. Let's draw another card. Oh, here's another hero. What's happening in the scene, or what does it represent? How are the man and the gibbon connected? What do the other people in this man's community think of him? Is there anything secret or special about this gibbon? I like these two folks as representing our heroes. I might draw another card just to add something. See what it is. Oh, another hero. Okay. we've got a decent party here. What special significance, if any, do the warrior's markings have? What is this man's necklace? What does he see? For what deed, good or bad, is he best known? We have a nice party of 3 people. Clearly this baby has been kidnapped, maybe. I'm not sure about the card game yet. Perhaps the baby's been kidnapped by the Fae, and these 3 heroes have to go and rescue it. Perhaps this isn't literally a card game. Perhaps this represents a gamble or a risk. Perhaps the satyr, I will Google how you pronounce it, is going to use the baby in a terrible dark rite to try and steal the powers, the resurrection powers of the phoenix. But it's a terrible gamble, because maybe it could backfire. I don't know. That's sort of the satyr's problem. And our heroes are just concentrating on rescuing the baby. Okay, I've just asked Google, and it's satyr. Satyr. Okay. I'm going to go a bit old school Fighting Fantasy. I mean, this is the most bizarre mashup ever of Everway and Fighting Fantasy, but there you go. So skill, stamina, luck, d6 plus 6, 2d6 plus 12, d6 plus 6, basically. So he is rubbish at skill. And wow, 22 stamina, and his luck is 9. Talk. Wow, he's brilliant at skill. Okay, he's not so good at that. 15 stamina. Okay, luck. And Freya. What's she good at? Okay, not bad. Stamina. And luck. Okay. We've got some stats to play with. If we come across any creatures we have to battle with, then they'll be coming out of here. So we have our mission to rescue the baby from the satyr before he performs some dark rite in order to try and win the resurrection power of the phoenix. It's going to be a risk, a race against time maybe, and our heroes are setting off. Perhaps the baby is the child of the head of our community and therefore destined to take over one day. So let us set off from our village, perhaps at night, because the alarm has just been raised, possibly. Let's see what happens. Okay. What is the man doing? How are the animals related to him? What are the marks on the man's cheeks and on the animals' faces? What's the worst thing that could happen to the man tonight? Or perhaps as we are setting off through the forest, trying to follow the trail of the satyr, we come across this man with his little fire. It looks like he's doing some sort of divination ritual. Perhaps that's his thing, and perhaps those marks on his face are to ward off the attentions of the Fae so that they'll leave him alone. Now he's clearly some kind of lone character who wanders the forests, and perhaps he provides his divination services to people who seek him out. And he's clearly set up camp here, and he has his a fire going, as well as being able to use that to divine things. So we need to ask him if he has seen the satyr passing through. Now I have some more funny dice here. I've got a couple of reactions dice with different facial expressions on, and I've got some maths dice which look like fate dice, but they're not. They've got 3 pluses and 3 minuses, so whatever you do, you're going to get a definite result, positive or negative. You're not going to get any blanks, and you're not going to get any evens results. It's going to be one or the other. So what we need to ask we need to... Let's find out what kind of mood he's in. He seems quite open. He seems perfectly happy to talk to us. And yeah, he may even want something for his assistance, but he might be perfectly happy to help us. So we need to find out if he's seen the satyr. Has he? Oops. No, he hasn't. But he does have his divination powers, so he can use them to find out where the satyr went, or where the satyr might be. I wonder if this will be useful. I'm not sure if it would. So this next card could be what he sees in his divination to try and tell us the location of the satyr, or the way the satyr went. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is just... oh, I wasn't expecting that. Why is this man hanging upside down? Who is the person watching him? What is the surrounding land like? How is the family of the hanging man involved in this scene, if at all? Okay, how can we interpret this? The satyr has gone to this sort of wasteland area. That is strange. I'll have a think about that. So something about this picture, something about this situation is telling us where the satyr went. Actually, I'm going to roll this die and the result will give us some clue. Why? Why is that guy upside down? That's the important question with this. Why is he there? Our heroes will ask the diviner here, what does this vision mean about why the man is upside down? I think I need to draw another card to see if this gives us any more clues. This one, I think it is. Could be people looking at a map. What are these people looking at? Which one is in charge? Who are their worst enemies? What's the saddest thing that's ever happened to them? We're definitely looking for the location. If they're looking at a map, then this is the location we need. So it looks like the top of an extinct volcano, maybe, on the edge of a desert, perhaps on the edge of the forest, which goes into a more harsh landscape, or perhaps there's just a mountain, an extinct volcano within the forest, sort of poking up. Perhaps it's quite a prominent place that we can see. So I think that's what it is. This is the location we're looking for, and that's why we can see this image. That gives us the clue as to what it is. So we need to set off for this mountain, because that's where the satyr is headed. So the mountain is a well-known landmark to us because it's quite large within the forest. You can sort of see it poking over the trees. So we're heading straight there as quickly as we can and hacking through the undergrowth with these impressive weapon here. And we draw another card to see what else we find. Oh my goodness. He looks like a wise character who may know something. What special significance might this man's candle have? What is the gong behind him for? Who are this man's most important friends? What is this man's greatest hope? So do we find this guy wandering through the forest? Perhaps he's on the way to a... perhaps he's on the way from a temple to the mountain. Perhaps it's a significant mountain in a spiritual sense. Is that where he's headed? He's headed from his temple to the mountain. Yes, 2 pluses and a minus. That's a yes. So we'll see what demeanour he has. Oh my goodness, he's really angry. I need to find out why he's angry. Whoa. Animals. Where is the herd headed? What other animals or people live in this land? What's in the hills in the background? What are the past? I think he's not angry with us. He is angry because the animals are disturbed because of what the satyr has been doing at the mountain in the background here. So perhaps he's come from a slightly different direction to us, and he's just got into the forest, which is maybe around here, because he's come from this land, which has freaked out all the animals because of the dark magic that the satyr is planning. So I think it's likely that he's going to accompany us because we're all headed the same way and we all want the same thing, to deal with the satyr's plan and to prevent him from carrying it out, because the animals are clearly sensitive to the dark magics that are brooding there in his preparation for this sinister ritual. So I think this guy is going to join our party. I've rolled him up some stats, but we might not even use these. I mean, I just like having some stats there because it makes me feel more secure. Now, as we head further towards the mountain, what else do we come across? I'm going to interpret this very carefully because this looks a bit crazy. Who are the 2 people on the wall? How do they know each other? Who is the man in the chair? What secrets does this man have? What is this city like? Secrets. I think secrets is the key word with this card because the other stuff is a bit crazy. So we'll take that. We'll take the word secrets as the important thing. So perhaps we've found a secret that the satyr doesn't want us to know. Perhaps he's left something, an item perhaps, that will give us a clue how to defeat him more easily. So is there a clue on here as to what that might be? Wow. Oh wow. The magnificent Ian Miller. Where are they going? Who is the tiny person on the shoulder of the figure on the right? How did the figure on the left lose its arm? How do these creatures feel about humans? The tiny person on the shoulder. Wow. Perhaps it's the tiny person that we find. Perhaps he was disturbed by the satyr rushing through, having kidnapped the baby. Perhaps he's like a pixie or a gnome or something, and he was driving this may sound strange, he was driving a really small carriage, and the made of like snail shells, and the satyr just went storming through with the baby because it's a race against time and it's a risk to try and get to this the mountain in order to perform the dark ritual. So this little person was disturbed by that, and his carriage was smashed, and he knows, being a pixie type character, he knows a little bit about the satyr, and he knows how he might be defeated more easily. Perhaps he's got a weakness. I wouldn't have thought he'd be angry at us, so because I think that's how the story's going. Yeah, he's going to be all right with us. He's got a cheeky secret to defeat the satyr. That's why he's winking at us. So what could this secret be? Let's draw another Everway card. You do realise I have no idea how Everway actually works. I'm just using the cards in a mad, made-up sort of way. What is it? Ooh. Wow. Oh wow, that's weird. Who are these two people? What are the animals doing? What is the book? What may have happened by the time the sun rises? Two people? Oh yeah, I thought that guy was a bird. Time the sun rises. Perhaps the satyr is under some kind of curse. And the only way to lift it is by doing this dark ritual, which, will be no good for the baby. By the time the sun rises, the satyr will be dead because of this curse. Perhaps he's been cursed by somebody who he committed some crime towards, because he's clearly mischievous. If he's gonna kidnap somebody's baby, so he's under a punishment. And the little pixie character tells us about this because he knows, the rumours of the Fey world, and so basically, if we stop the ritual, the satyr will be destroyed because of the curse. Okay. Now I think we're going to reach the mountain now, after all these crazy adventures, and begin our ascent. Wow. This guy doesn't take any prisoners, does he? And who are these? What are the statues, creatures, or spirits in front of the man? What do the drawings on the rock wall mean? Does the axe have any special properties or meaning? What's the worst thing that could happen to the man in this scene? I think the creatures are going to be the key to our purposes. They are bobbing around at the bottom of the mountain to try and prevent us from reaching the satyr. So I think we're going to need to have a fight with them, or to deal with them in some way. I'm going to have a look out of the pit and decide what they might be. So I think they're some kind of slightly supernatural imp things from the world of the Fae. But I'm going to use the stats for goblins, because they'll do. And there are 6 of them, which is the maximum number appearing from here. And I want more than the number of heroes. So, Misha, what are you going to do, sir? He will... Well, let's see how the goblins attack us. They're going to spread out evenly first of all, but then there's another 2. So let's take a d4 and see where those other 2 go. This one goes to attack Lem, and the other one also goes to attack Lem, but that's a bit unfair, so I'll knock him down to Freya to try and spread their forces around a bit and do some damage to our crew. So they've rushed down from the edge of the mountain to prevent us getting to it. So Misha will attack. Okay, 13. So we got a hit on that one, knocking off 2 stamina. And Zork. Okay, he gets a 19. Goblin can't really match that, so he gets a beating. Now Freya, she's attacking 2. So she will try and wound the first goblin, but as she has only 1 attack, she will only defend herself against the second goblin. If she wins that attack, she will not wound them. So she rolls her attack strength 9, that's 18. The guy's not going to do that. And this one now attacks her. She'll roll the new attack strength, why not? Wow. Yeah. And he's not going to beat that. But she doesn't wound him because she has used her one attack against that guy. Now, same again with Lem. 12. Uh-oh. That's even, so Lem will be attacking the first goblin and just defending against the second, which is now. Wow. Goblin's not going to beat that, so no wounds exchanged there. Let's work our way along. Wow, that's not good. That's 11. Oh gosh. I think he'll use his luck. Yep. To reduce that to only 1 damage. Come on, Sark. That is not going to be beaten by the goblin. So Goblin 2 takes more damage. Freya. Wow. Yeah, that goblin's not going to beat that. Number 3. So, number 4 she will defend against. 13. Wow. She actually does take some damage from that. Come on, Lem gets his show on the road. That's a 9. That's a 16. And number 4. Hang on, I've got these wrong way around. No wonder I'm confused. Right, okay. Number 5, isn't it? Yep, he loses 2. And this one attacks Lem. Oops, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And he doesn't do Lem any damage. Okay, we're going to be starting to knock them out hopefully soon. Okay, that's a 16 for Misha. Yeah. That guy's down to 1. And this one's fighting Sark. 12. That is 21. Yeah, he's not going to beat that, is he? Number 2 is down. So he will be able to help the other 2 characters now in the next round. Freya is still defending, fighting these guys. 19, you're not going to beat that, mate. So number 3 is defeated. These odds are looking better and better. But this one still attacks Freya. So she rolls as 8. That's 17 or so. And he doesn't beat that, so he doesn't do her any damage. Now Lem is still fighting 2. He rolls a 6. So that's 13, and the goblin doesn't beat that. So this goblin, number 5, is down to 1. Lem defends against the other one. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And luckily he just misses. Now, Misha is still fighting this goblin. Wow. And the goblin will not be able to beat that. So that one is gone. Sark is going to charge in on this goblin. I don't think the goblin is going to beat that. Number 5 is down. Freya is still fighting this one. Okay, that's 14. And that's not enough. So number 4 is just down to 3 actually. And Lem. Oh gosh, 10. Oh, Lem takes a beating. So we've just got 2 goblins left. Misha will be able to attack this goblin because he's engaged with Freya. And if the goblin wins, Misha won't get a hit because the goblin is fighting Freya. Okay, 6, 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The goblin defends himself successfully against Misha. Sark will have a go at that goblin as well now. Wow, 22. No, number 4 is down to 1. And Freya will attack him. Oh gosh, 11. Wow, Freya takes a hit because the goblin is actually fighting her and trying to defeat her. Lem is still fighting this guy. 8, 15, and the goblin doesn't beat that. So, goblin 6 is down to 2. Misha is going to charge into this guy again. I'm going to do a lot with that. So, 13. But he does manage to beat him. Sark will attack him, who is fighting Lem. Wow. Yeah, even with that, he's down to 1 now. Freya will join in the fight against Lem's goblin. 16. And that final goblin is defeated, or imp, whatever it was. So we have gotten through the guards around the bottom of the mountain. And now we make our way to the top, where the satyr is. And we encounter the final problem. Whoa. That is weird. He's performing the ritual, perhaps. What is happening in this scene? What is the liquid that the man is pouring? How are the man and woman in blue connected? Who is the third person? What we're going to say is that the satyr is starting to perform the ritual, and we need to stop him. Now, the satyr is a magical creature, so I don't think we can do a lot to him physically, but there's this card about gambling and stuff, so perhaps we could somehow challenge him with our luck. So maybe if the majority of us manage to pass a luck test in a sort of sinister spiritual gamble with the satyr, then we will be able to take the baby. We'll have defeated him enough in a sort of magical sense by using our luck that he will momentarily have his power frozen so that he won't be able to prevent us from taking the baby. That's what I'm thinking. Misha has a luck of 8. 8 or less, please. Oh, Misha, you are good. Sark has a luck of 8. He manages it. If we get one more, I think we're done. Freya has a luck of 8. That is excellent. And for good measure, if we all pass, then, and it's quite likely, then we will definitely be able to get away more easily because he will be frozen for longer. And that is all 4 passing their luck checks. So they all go down a notch. Now we've spent it. But we have momentarily trapped the satyr with the magic of luck, which he is bound to because of that card. So we've done some sort of gambling with him, possibly rolling dice or sinister weird dice with strange symbols on. And because all of us won, we have trapped him, and we are able to take the baby with us, and perhaps because we all beat him, he will be frozen until dawn, when the curse that has been put upon him will take effect, and he will be destroyed and never be able to use his mischief on our community again. So this was just a crazy mashup between Fighting Fantasy and Everway, just using the Everway cards to try and generate the story a bit. And but yeah, any cards from any game that you might have could be useful for creating stories with. But thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.